Hello, I'm the Rescue Cartographer, and this is the 87th video of my Mass Effect Legendary Edition series. In the last video, we went to Thessia, the Asari homeworld, in order to try to get a piece of Prothean data that would help us to finish the Crucible. We unfortunately were stopped by Kai Lang. Thessia has fallen to the Reapers, and now things are significantly darker in the game. But we do have a few things we can do before we go on with the last part of the main quest. Well, and I think we actually still have a couple of quests before we get to the very end. But we're going to do some of that side mission stuff in this one. So, let's go ahead and get to Antaram to take care of a Cerberus communications hub. Gotta flee the Parnitha system. Let's take a look here. See if there's anything else that needs to be visited as well. It's interesting that the Anos Basin still does not show an invasion. Maybe they've managed to keep themselves so secret that it just hasn't happened. Okay, Nubian Expanse is new, I think. Also the Shadow Sea, but we're not going to the Shadow Sea in this video. Hourglass Nebula. Has that been there before? Alright, well, let's go to the Hourglass Nebula first. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with here. 4 systems, okay. We are in Osen again. Let's see, what is the outermost planet? That gas... Oh, there's definitely something right there.
Signal confirmed.
Okay, excellent. Olokun. Olokun Sky Harvest is a standard gas giant composed of hydrogen and helium. The spacefarers from Arinla gather helium-3 from here rather than Arunmila, as its atmosphere is much more predictable. I guess Arunmila is the gas giant there in the center of the system. Aganju. Aganju is an extremely large rock planet with a thin atmosphere of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. Abundant in both copper and platinum, the crust has been scanned by mining bots from Arinla, but the specialized equipment to work in Aganju's heavy gravity, more than 5 Gs, has created prohibitive costs, and so Aganju is largely unexploited. That 5 Gs is higher than the Elcor homeworld. Let's see here. Orunmila. A medium-sized gas giant, Arunmila is close enough to its parent star to suffer massive changes in temperature during its day and night periods. This leads to powerful convection currents and storms throughout its hydrogen-helium atmosphere. Gathering helium-3 to refuel is possible for the hardiest of exploration craft, but lesser ships are nearly always lost in the attempt. Arunmila is within the frostland of the solar system where ice-cored gas giants do not usually form. For this reason, it is believed to be an extrasolar planet captured by its star's gravity. Next up, Arinla. Arinla is a garden world in its last stages of habitability. While its soil still supports agriculture, its animal biodiversity has fallen to record lows, and most successful remaining life is toxic blue-green algae and insect-like pest species. A large Solarian colony is trying to restore biodiversity to the planet, but setbacks are a fact of life. Mineral and fuel mining remains lucrative, however, and Arinla has a thriving spaceport that refuels many ships passing into the Terminus systems. Let's take a look here and see what we got. Credits. I was hoping for something Solarian, but I guess not. We'll come back for that fuel. We don't really need it right now. Next up, Faryar. Definitely visited here in Mass Effect 2. Oof. All the way on the other side of the system. I should have come out and back in. Antictra. Antictra, fused metal, is so named because of spectacular craters. A planet high in various grades of iron oxide, Antictra is regularly pummeled by loose asteroids in a nearby belt between it and Winram. The iron melted and fused by the incoming meteors makes for spectacular landscape shots that look alien no matter what part of the galaxy you may be from. However, due to frequent meteor impacts, exploration is considered highly dangerous even to those with advanced kinetic barriers. Okay, next up. Winram. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. Winram, White Knight, takes its name from a Solarian story in the Romantic period, of a knight who refused all temptation to riches, carnality, and even flavorful food until justice was served to the poor and oppressed. The planet is so named because of its white, highly reflective surface composed mainly of titanium dioxide and ice, and no atmosphere to speak of to dim its albedo. Okay. I thought it was the name for White Knight. Let's see. Alingen. Alingen, Deceptive, was so named by Solarian scouts because as their probes landed on the planet, their instruments started going awry. This turned out to be due to a high concentration of magnetically active perclase, magnesia, in the crust and core of the planet. This interferes with scans and broadcasts, which has given rise to countless spacer stories of pirates trying to wait in Alingen's magnetosphere or crashed ships with untold riches stranded on the surface. In reality, any pirates would have a hard time locating prey amongst all the interference and would live lives cut off from the rest of the galaxy as the magnetosphere kills extraplanetary communication. Alingen's other natural features are a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide, spectacular dry ice formations, and xenon gas, which can be skimmed from the upper atmosphere and used to make ion thrusters, or used in ion thrusters. Okay. This gas giant, Nephros. Nephros, Restless Sleep, is a relatively small hydrogen-nitrogen gas giant. Its atmosphere is home to spectacular winds of up to 350 kilometers per hour and electrical storms up to 700 times the power of those on Earth, which indicate that its hydrogen clouds contain a moderate amount of water vapor. Interesting. Next up, Tunfeagle. First charted by the Solarians, Tunfeagle, Hardheart, is noted for its platinum and uranium deposits, making robo-mining a lucrative activity. While the surface temperature is well within the range of comfortable EVA excursion, the extremely dense Tunfeagle generates a dangerous gravitational pull 5 times that of Earth. The Solarian miners exploiting the planet derisively nickname planets such as these Alcor tourist traps. That's great. Let's see. Next up is Daratar. Though ancient riverbeds crisscross the plains of Daratar, photodisassociation has long since dried up the world. There are indications of ancient mining operations, but any structures have long since been buried or worn away by the planet's seasonal dust storms. Okay, and Quarum. A scorchingly hot planet close to its parent star, Quarum was bombarded by comets and asteroids during its earliest geological period. As the solar system stabilized, these occurrences leveled off until the planet became geologically inactive. Its nitrogen and helium atmosphere is extremely thick due to heavy metals, making the planet's core very dense. Unfortunately, these metals are deep below the crust, making mining impractical. Let's do some scanning. Nothing so far.
I found something.
Hey! Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Both times I try to click on, like, investigate or whatever, and it's just like, oh, let me move you, because you're telling me to leave. What you got, Olingen? Shadow Broker Starship Tech. Interesting. I wonder why that would be the case. I think we just got run over by a Reaper. It was just waiting for us.
Successful.
Okay, so Willow. Oh, this is where the Shadow Broker ship was, if I remember correctly. Let's see what we got here. Issa. A rock and ice planet, Issa has a thin atmosphere of methane and ethane. Its borax deposits, largely trapped beneath ice, were never considered valuable enough to mine since synthetic substitutes and alternative sources became widely available. Next up, what about this gas giant here? Thurasaz. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Thurasaz has a decrepit automated infrastructure for refueling merchant ships with helium-3. Painted onto the metal in the Solarian dialect are the words self-serve. Okay. Ensuz. A large rock planet, Ensuz was once under development by a consortium of robo-mining interests, but an epidemic of accidents and sabotage cost the lives of hundreds of workers and eventually drove them off the world. Despite numerous accusations among mining corporations and a dozen or more trials, popular opinion holds that the real saboteurs were never found. That's this one. Hagalaz. That is the Shadowbroker ship planet. Hagalaz is a second-tier garden planet that receives little attention from the galactic community. A Solarian mining expedition initially discovered the planet, which was promptly strong-armed away from them by organized crime figures. Hagalaz's exploitation rights were then sold to the highest bidder, which led to a brief burst of mining colonies in the 2000s, but most of those were abandoned when other planets were found to be with more accessible resources. Though Hagalaz has a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere capable of supporting life, its rotational period is slower than Earth's, making its day and night 98 Earth days long. The intense heat on one side of the planet and the extreme cold on the other make for violent storm cells wherever the sun is rising or setting. As a result, the flora and fauna of Hagalaz have developed the capability to live in cycles of ice, flooding, baking heat, and dramatic air pressure changes. The biota of the planet has been largely unexplored by... there we go. By the exotic pet and gardening trades, since simulating their natural conditions is problematic for the average consumer. Yeah, no kidding. Kenaz. Kenaz's thin atmosphere is mostly methane and helium. The Solarian explorers who named the system set up a small mining presence for recovering nickel and chromium used in making stainless steels. Aruz. A large rock planet with a pressure cooker atmosphere of nitrogen and argon, Aruz's silicate-dense crust is relatively low density. It was largely ignored by the Solarian explorers who first charted the system. Okay, now we know that Liara sent the Shadowbroker's ship careening into a Cerberus cruiser, so let's see if there's anything remaining here.
Signal confirmed.
Here we go. Yep, Shadowbroker support team. Figured it would be something Shadowbrokery. Let's do some more scanning. Ooh, there it is. That was luck. Okay, let's get out of here. On to Ploitari. Oh. Thegan. Thegan rounds out the trio of planets only scouted by space probes in this backwater solar system. A frozen ball with significant amounts of tin in its crust, Thegan has fractional atmosphere of trace elements of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Strange radiation emissions have been charted coming off Thegan, but it is unknown if these are from radioactive elements or merely the star's radiation reflected by a high albedo surface. Okay. Next up, Sanalis. Space probes indicate that Sanalis is nowhere near as hospitable as its neighbor Xanthu. Sanalis' hydrogen-argon atmosphere is thought to be an anathema to life, but the presence of borax on the surface spawned by boron-heavy core indicates the planet may once have had water. Xanthu. Believed to be a post-garden world, Xanthu has large deposits of calcium carbonate in its sedimentary rocks, indicating that it may have had plate tectonics and even plant life. Its swirling clouds of dust and snow may have occurred more recently and blocked the sun, creating a mass extinction event. Its surface gravity is comfortable and its temperature tolerable by most sapient species. Alright. It's a little cold, but yeah, I get what they mean. Igella. Only known from scan data picked up by space probes, Igella is currently classified as a dwarf planet, a warm, barren rock. Its thin atmosphere is composed of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Significant aluminum deposits in the crust make its density and gravity very low indeed. Okay.
I found something.
There we are. Oh. The Reapers seem to be watching this one pretty close. Really more so than anything, the system is small, so they're all right on the edges of it. Terminus freighters. Excellent. I mean, we don't really even need any more war assets at this point, but I'll take them. Alright, on to Osun, so we can pick up that last of that fuel and head off to another system. Another 100 units of fuel. Let's get out of here. Now, I think we were looking at the Nubian Expanse and Kepler Verge, so let's go to Nubian Expanse first. Okay, what are we dealing with here? 3 systems, and they all have amazing names. Dhaka, for example, as we're in now. There's Klabasha and Quartasi. Zernitra. Cold, distant Zernitra has an extremely low density and is thought to mainly It's thought to be mainly water ice around a small rocky core. It has little to recommend it. Okay. Gas giant. Is this the system with the 3 gas giants? No, I don't think so. Gamayun. Gamayun is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with 6 large icy moons. The outermost one, Gigula, is of note for a well-preserved wreckage of an ancient starship that was recovered by the Turian military surveyor. Little information has been revealed publicly on the vessel aside from scholarly papers regarding how the internal layout suggested a horizontally oriented race. Okay. Let's see. Nothing else to find there, it seems. Alkanost. Alkanost is a standard ice giant with a methane-ammonia atmosphere. It has an unusually strong magnetic field, which is occasionally useful when ships need to discharge their drives. Pragia. Oh, okay. The jungle planet Pragia is overrun by choking hypergrowth caused by industrial and mutated plant species. This, combined with its relative isolation and lack of population, has made Pragia an occasional base of operations for drug runners, weapon smugglers, pirates, mercenaries, terrorists, and intelligence agents seeking secrecy. Along with that, also Cerberus. Sustained habitation on Pragia is extremely difficult, where mutant and even poisonous plant life can overgrow colonies in days instead of years. That was where Jack, or Subject Zero, was held. Bannock. Bannock is a large, superterrestrial hothouse with a crushing carbon dioxide atmosphere. A high average density over 7 grams per cubic centimeter indicates that Bannock is a mineralogical treasure trove. If only there was some way to safely reach its seas of molten metal and loads of radioactives. The planet's mass is so great that trace amounts of helium and molecular hydrogen can be found in the atmosphere. Wow. How dense is this? Surface gravity 1.7, 1.6 Gs. Sometimes I think that they don't remember to check this stuff. Let's see. Let's scan here.
Signal confirmed.
Yeah, I figured it was Pragia, but I wanted to be sure. There it is. Research data from Pragia. Probably something biotic related. Okay, time to do some resource scanning for a place to refuel. There it is. We'll come right back.
Reapers eluded.
Yeah, we kind of need some fuel. Okay, definitely should have changed the trajectory of where I was coming in, but 350 units of fuel, that's good. Let's get
Faster than
off
light jump
to
successful.
Kurtasi. Norisa. Norisa is an unremarkable ammonia-methane ice giant with a small family of icy moons. It is likely that the Kurtasi system had additional worlds early in its history, but these have been swallowed up by the aging giant star. Kurtasi is an elderly, metal-poor, population 2 star, broadly similar to Arcturus.
I found something.
You're kidding. On the only planet in the system? It was either here or nowhere. Alliance frigate to Trafalgar, which goes to the 3rd Fleet. And let's pick up some fuel. 50? That was kind of pathetic. Although, I mean, how much fuel are they going to have in a system with a single planet that no one really visits? Let's see here. Let's just do a preemptive scan right there.
Signal confirmed.
Tefnut. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Tefnut is home to a helium-3 collection and the nearest refueling facility to the Nubian Expanse's mass relay. As such, it is a major gateway to the Verge and Terminus systems, and has become famous for its hospitality industry. Tefnut's motto is, known throughout the galaxy, like home, only better. Visitors can stay in expansive resort stations, watch locally produced entertainment, buy mind-affecting substances not welcome in Citadel space, and rent companionship. Resources are shipped in from Yam at substantial discounts, allowing the small space stations to have surprising luxuries such as edible arthropods and large amounts of fresh water. Population 33,810 spread across 5 space stations. And I assume this is Yam? We've been here before. With over 90% of its surface covered with oceans, Yam is a habitable nitrogen-oxygen world, but its extremes can be quite hostile to sapient life. The heat from its extremely long days reaches dangerous levels ranging from 44 degrees Celsius at night to 53 in the afternoons in the temperate zones. Hurricanes run unchecked across the oceans, reaching speeds up to 250 kilometers per hour. While there are some arthropod-like animals, the dominant forms of life are various kinds of toxic algae blooms that stretch over hundreds of kilometers. However, other biohydrocarbon algae blooms are suitable for use as biofuel, and farming the green gold forms the backbone of Yam's economy. Colony founded in 2170, population 488,504, capital New Karnak. Scanning, what do we got? Edible arthropods. Alliance Marine Recon Unit, which goes to the 103rd Marine Division. Let's find that fuel.
Evasion successful.
There it is.
Reapers eluded.
$300 units of fuel. Go!
Faster than light jump successful.
Alright, back to Dhaka. I think it's on this side of the system. Yep!
Evasion successful.
Okay. Kepler Verge. Actually, not the Kepler Verge. No. Hold up. 1 second. Is it this? Okay. For a second, I thought it was saying investigate sanctuary here. No, we're good. Okay. Let's see. Outermost planet. Sesmos. That's an interesting look. Sesmos is an ice dwarf world, its surface composed almost entirely of frozen water. Normally, a planetoid this small would not rate inclusion on the system's charts, but Sesmos' unusually large and beautiful rings of ice crystals have made it a popular subject for visual artists. Okay. What do we got here? Junkro. Junkro is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sodium in its upper atmosphere. Like Uranus in the Sol system, it is tipped on its side with the North Pole facing the star Newton. So it's kind of just rolling through the system. Let's see. Clinkori. I think we've landed on Clinkori before. Clinkori is a rock and ice planet with a... Oh, actually, we may have landed on Ontaram. Anyway, Clinkori is a rock and ice planet with an atmosphere composed of chlorine and argon. The frozen surface is mainly composed of potassium with deposits of iron. Clinkori is famously claimed by the eccentric Volus billionaire Kamun Shoal. His once ridiculed visions of beings of light protecting organic life from synthetic machine devils don't seem quite so far-fetched now. His private army of mercenaries are well established on the planet, waiting for Husks to come knocking at the door. In all likelihood, they will be obliterated by the molten metal of a Reaper orbital bombardment on its way to somewhere else. Okay. Well, that's lovely. Ontaram. This habitable world has been living in the shadow of disaster long before the Reaper War. Its moon's orbit is decaying, causing tidal disruptions and electrical storms before its eventual collision. When humans settled on Ontaram, the Asari derided it as foolish, but today the humans look prescient. The communications hub they set up on the planet has hundreds of quantum communicators, whose information is spread through broadcasts on the planet and beamed out via convoy. While Ontaram has yet to be attacked by Reaper forces, it is likely only a matter of time.
Cerberus has taken one of our secret communication facilities. All campaigns in this theater depend on the information that dish array supplies.
What do we know?
We're getting intel from a tech who survived the attack. Grace Sato. She's hiding in a security bunker off-site.
A civilian?
Yes, patching her through.
Miss Sato, what's happening down there?
I'm staying hidden, but I'm the only one left. They're trying to hack into our systems to access Alliance operations protocols. I'm tracking their activity, but they're bound to find me sooner or later.
Hang in there. We'll be there soon.
Yes. Yes, Commander.
It's not ideal, but she's the only one with any traction on this. The information stored in that network is critical, Commander. If it gets into enemy hands, we'll lose a lot of good people.
I'll take care of it, Admiral.
See that you do. Hack it out.
Yeah, we've been to Ontaram before. This is where we had a space cow pick our pocket. Very different looking part of the planet that we went to there.
Miss Sato, we've landed. What are we looking at?
They're trying to seize control of the 3 critical access points. I'm updating your nav point with the location of the terminal they're closest to cracking.
We'll keep them from hacking in.
Come on, engineer. He's getting ready to place a turret. Okay. I remember this map now. From Mass Effect 3 multiplayer back in the day. Man, it's been a long time now, hasn't it?
Commander Shepard, Cerberus shuttles are scouring the area. I think they're looking for me.
We're using killers to pinpoint Santo's location.
Oh no. How do we...
Nothing's changed. Just upload the next set of coordinates.
Yes, Commander. Updating your nav point.
Let's get to this Cerberus hacking device. Okay, you are annoying me. What is this? Cerberus technology salvaged for 3,000 credits. What is that? Cerberus technology salvaged for 3,000 credits. Oh, it's a sniper. I thought it was an engineer. Seriously, where are we going here? That is the hacking device? Ah, okay. Oh, so you've chosen death. Okay, fine, I will kill you all. If you'd be so kind as to wait your turn. I don't see any of them now. Alright, let's try this again.
Misato, come in. Misato, are you there?
She must be afraid they'll find her if she responds.
We need the final coordinates. Grace, listen to me.
Can't talk. They're right outside.
I know you're scared. This is more than you signed up for, but I won't let you down. Promise.
Okay, Commander. Updating your nav point with the last location now. But if you get to me in time... Just hurry, please.
Commander, I think I can make a run and get her.
Do it.
Oh, last device is up there. Alright, let's see here. Oh, crap. I feel like there's still somebody out here. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay. Done.
Commander, they've almost got the doors open. Help!
Got her covered, Commander. Area cleared. Picking up Miss Sato, then heading back to the rendezvous point.
Good job, Lieutenant.
I think we're done.
Our communication station is secure. Operations in this theater are safe again. No small task to keep it that way. How's Miss Sato doing?
She has to be transferred to a nearby Alliance station. She wants to help however she can.
Good. We need all the help we can get. Hack it out.
Okay, let's check the war assets. Oh, a lot of new things here. Shadow Broker support team. The Shadow Broker's strength lies in her connections. Dr. Lara Tassoni has a team of operatives able to procure almost any supplies at any time by using an extensive network of bribes, blackmail, and favors. This logistic support has become important to building the Crucible, as a disruption of communications and travel makes gathering resources risky at the best of times. I think that's it for Alien. Alliance. 103rd Marine Division. Where are we going here? Ah, nope. Is that... no? I think it's this one? The Alliance Marines Reconnaissance Unit flies recon drones and occasionally puts live recon teams into play. AMRU works hard to ensure information is up to date, using VIs to disseminate intel as quickly as possible? I don't know. Okay. I mean, I remember that thing updating, but I don't remember what it was. We got the... which ship was it this time? Trafalgar? No, Nairobi? I'm gonna go with Trafalgar. The Trafalgar was in the middle of its engine overhaul when a Cerberus flotilla engaged it in a firefight. Barely escaping on auxiliary power, its crew later finished upgrading the ship in record time after meeting Alliance forces. Okay. Again, I don't know if that was it or not. Wait, there's something else? Okay. More stuff here. Okay. Communications arrays. Before fleeing Antaram with Commander Shepard's help, Technician Grace Sato saved a copy of the schematics for the Alliance's most advanced communications relay. Sato will use these schematics to build several smaller arrays to collect crucial information from points in various systems. Very nice. And Crucible. Shadow Broker Starship Tech. The Shadow Broker's unnamed vessel served as both a data repository and stealth ship for the enigmatic information trader. The ship ingeniously drew its power from the thunderstorms raging constantly on the planet it orbited, relying on an interlocking system of kinetic barriers, grounding rods, and capacitors to avoid being ripped apart. These systems have been repurposed for sections of the Crucible that require the safe discharge of tremendous amounts of energy. And Terminus Freighters. The Terminus systems team with planets rich in rare elements, minerals, and other raw materials, important for the Crucible. Fortunately, the Terminus systems also have a great quantity of freighter vessels. Athabasca-class ships, while only lightly armored, can carry millions of tons of freight, with fuel tanks optimized for long, hazardous journeys. Okay, is that it? I think that's it. Alright. Let's get to the Citadel so we can do the last little hangout with the group things. I know there's at least one more...
Commander, there's a new message at your private terminal.
Cerberus mission. Let's see what we got here. Reporting in from Lee Riley. Commander, my squad continues to defend the fuel reactor on Scion. The Reaper seem intent on taking it down. Not on my watch. We will hold the line. Captain Lee Riley. I thought she was supposed to get a promotion. Maybe she did. Maybe she was lieutenant before or something. I don't think so, though. I think she was Captain Riley. Anyway, maybe the promotion still hasn't gone through even with our okay. Okay, back to the Citadel. Okay. Let's see if there's anything out here. No, but we can go up to the apartment. Here we go. Wow, a lot of people. Let's go to the specialist trainer.
You sure you want to leave that here?
I can't very well bring it back to the Normandy. I'd have nowhere to put it. This place is amazing. Puts the prefabs back on Horizon to shame. And it has a hot tub.
Go ahead.
Cheers! Oh, this is lovely. And good for the sinuses. I might not even need my antihistamine tonight.
You're what?
It's a pill. I'm allergic to dust and cats. And public speaking. I take a proton pump inhibitor for my stomach, too. And an inhaler for asthma.
You have everything you need to stay healthy?
Just about. The only medication I can't find is sucrocapsinol. My family doctor prescribed it for my headaches.
Sugar pills.
Sucrocapsinol? That's a sugar pill, trainer. A placebo.
Oh, that sneaky bastard. And now that you've told me, it probably wouldn't work anyway. There was some scented bath oil out there somewhere. Could you grab it?
Yeah. Here you go.
Thanks. Eyes are over here and up here. Hey, do you have a loofah?
A loofah. This is Anderson's apartment, remember? I highly doubt he has a...
Found one. Somebody left an overnight bag with toiletries and massage oils and, you know, girly stuff. Do you know who Kay Sanders is? She has great taste in adjustable massage ones.
Oh my. Okay, so she wanted to be invited over to use the hot tub? Is that the entirety of this thing? That was ridiculous. Okay, who's next to come and use my apartment as their home? Invite Tally.
Hey, got any plans for the evening?
No. I'm
Shepard
as
watching
free
cartoons?
as the dust in the solar wind. You remember that line? From Fleet and Flotilla? Shalai and Bellicus on the balcony?
I don't think I've ever seen that. Did.
What? You've never... How could
Seriously,
you
is
not
Shepard
have?
watching a cartoon?
Well, I know what we're doing tonight.
But Shalai, we can never be together. I have my duty, and you have your people.
Not tonight. Tonight, I'm as free as the dust in the solar wind.
So you've watched this a lot, huh?
Every time my friends and I had a sleepover. Kila. So many feelings.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Definitely.
When this is done, I'll send you links to extranet sites with some captioned animations.
I want you to see behind this mask. I want you to see who I truly am.
I already have.
She had an infection for 3 weeks after filming this scene.
Totally worth it.
Of course they don't show it. Ah. It feels like they're just taunting us at this point. Let's see what we got here. Samara?
I came as quickly as I could. What's wrong?
I didn't mean to worry you. We just didn't get much of a chance to talk at the party.
We've said our farewells, Shepard.
Are we gonna stand on formalities? These big picture windows remind me of our talks in the Normandy's observation lounge.
This view doesn't have quite the same effect as a galaxy of stars, but I can see where it might make one sentimental. I also enjoyed our talks, Shepard. Very much.
Hey, look what I found. An old issue of Justicar Heroes, May 2140. It says that you personally lifted 50 refugees across a raging floodplain on Nevos after smugglers blew up a dam.
That news source has been known to exaggerate.
So you didn't almost drown while saving a child who had been torn from her mother's grasp?
The smugglers were not so lucky that I survived.
Are there more stories like this?
Perhaps. You might be amused by the June 2085 issue, Justicar Samara, Cold-Blooded Justice Runs Hot. It is not so difficult for me to find stories of your exploits. I think that you are remarkable, Shepard. When the vids sing your praises and call you a hero, does it make you blush? Do you agree? What do you feel?
It's humbling. But honestly, if people feel that I'm making a difference, that bolsters me, my team, and our efforts. What now?
I am content as we are, Shepard. Let us sit a while longer, even if there is nothing to say.
I like that she actually keeps up on the publications that watch her. Let's see here. Up next, Kolyat.
We are gathered here to honor the life of Thane Kraos. Thane touched each of our lives in different ways. The Counselor knew him as a hero. The Normandy's crew knew him as a brother in arms, and others as a father devoted to his son. Though his life took him to very dark places, Thane cared for the better angels of our nature. Even when he was terminally ill, he ran through worn-torn streets to reach me because he knew I needed help.
I like that the Solarian Counselor's
You all
here.
know the results of that day. An assassin, a professional criminal, gave his life for his galaxy. And now he can rest. Would anyone else like to speak?
What I remember about Thane was his confidence. He told me once about how he remembered everything, even every mistake he made. If I did that, I'd be a nervous wreck. Thane kept it under control.
It's strange, but the last word I'd label Thane with is assassin. And we covered each other in firefights. That makes him a partner.
Thane's last stand was important. But let us also remember why Thane left the Normandy. To keep his son away from a life of crime. Deeds such as these do not go unnoticed by the universe. They echo in all who hear them. That is why I am here.
Thane took himself seriously, a trait with which I did not always agree. I tried to make him laugh on several occasions. But what I interpreted as a lack of humor was masking a great effort. Thane was turning his life around, in a way few organics do.
The day Thane came onto the Normandy, all Kelly and I knew about him was that he could probably kill us all with a ballpoint pen. But after you got to know him, there wasn't any reason to be afraid. He let you know where you stood. Kolyat, do you,
When I was little, I thought my father had it all figured out. He said men must be loyal to their friends and dangerous to their enemies. But when he prevented me from hurting someone, he had changed. He said enemies and ego are not as important as loved ones. I didn't want to hear it. I was lost. I called him a hypocrite in 1,000 different ways. Said that he was going soft. Now, I think maybe he did have it all figured out. That's all I can say. If anyone would like to continue, we'll be here.
Looks like people are starting to clear out.
Commander, thank you for holding this event. In time, it will be a good memory.
I don't know if I'll be as philosophical about it. It's still kind of raw.
I understand. If you will excuse me, I should take this opportunity to speak with the counselor.
About what?
He is feeling grateful, and I want to point out there are some Solarian biologists who need funding. If anyone would be able to create a breakthrough in the treatment of Keppel's syndrome, it would be them.
If you need someone to hold the counselor's feet to a fire, I'm there.
I appreciate the offer, but Counselor Valorn has recently orated about funding science during wartime. My odds are good. Oh, before I go, I was organizing my father's possessions, and I came upon copies of video messages he tried to send you. I sent them to your extranet address. I hope they help more than they hurt. Until we meet again, Commander.
I'd forgotten that. We actually had that a while back. Let's see, check messages. The option to do the ceremony for Thane here.
Shepard, I suppose I should thank you for my freedom. Leaving the Normandy was the right decision. It was saddening to see our crew go their separate ways, but it is better than answering questions in an Alliance interrogation room. I hope this message finds you well. As for me, I have moved into an apartment on the Citadel not far from Kolyat. I think the first attack I had frightened him. I will spare you the details. It seemed very dramatic at the time, but in comparison to the Omega Relay, it was a child's game. In any case, good luck getting the Alliance to listen to you. Let's keep in touch. Shepard, if you sent a message back, I didn't get it. I suppose communications from someone of my reputation would be restricted. The irony is, I am a danger to no one these days. I am even paying taxes on my investments. I can't expect Kolyat to do so if I don't. He is doing better. He has no significant other, and he is temperamental. But he is employed and staying out of crime. I can tell he is serious about changing. It has cost him more than a few friends. Send something back if you can, Shepard. I can only learn so much from news reports about you. I have tried a false identity to try to get this message through to you. We'll see if it works. I have good news and bad. The good news is that Kolyat and I took a few days to visit Earth.
Like the shape of her eyes. Shrill sound of chirping stops. I scan the ground. See two tiny bodies locked by claws.
Excuse me. As I was saying, we saw a beautiful sunset in New Mexico, and a scorpion eating a cricket. I wish you could have joined us. The bad news is, I fainted and struck my head. Kolyat has convinced me to stay at Huerta Memorial on the Citadel.
Yeah.
I will be there from now on. I still don't want to die in a hospital, but it's where the doctors are. And Kolyat. I love him. That means I must trust him. Goodbye, Shepard. Let me say that now, in case I cannot later.
Man. So he must have sent those while Shepard was in confinement. Okay, still one more person, I think. Oh, it's two people, actually. It's Cortez and James.
Sorry we're late. Somebody forgot to pick up the cerveza.
Come on in.
That somebody was you.
Didn't say it wasn't. So when's the game?
It's about to start.
Seattle Sorcerers versus Usaru Maestros. Gonna be some intense bayada ball.
Nah, it's just a goodwill game for troop morale. They'll take it easy.
In the middle of a war with their troops watching, they'll give it their all.
Absolutely. Have you guys seen Derek Rogers' game lately? Man, he and the Sorcerers have been tearing it up.
Esteban, the Maestros don't lose. Have you seen Tyra Tassanis play? The woman is blue lightning.
Mr. Vega, your love of the Asari team has more to do with how they look than how they play.
Hey, that's not true. Not entirely. Besides, you telling me you don't got the hots for some of the sorcerers?
Okay, guilty as charged. Who you backing, Shepard?
I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
The Seattle Sorcerers are one of the few human b-ball teams left. I mean, they were on tour when Earth was hit. Since acquiring Donna Novotny from the hackers, they've been completely unstoppable.
Yeah, but most of the Maestros have been playing since before first contact. They'll win this.
I know the Sorcerers have never beaten the Maestros, but they've never been this hungry either. So, Shep, who's it gonna be?
Let's go human.
You don't bet against the home team.
Mr. Vega, I hope you're hungry for humble pie. When has our commander ever been wrong?
Come on, man, the game's starting. Mierda, he was out! You're blind, ref!
Yes, they did it! Now pay up.
Hey, why didn't you let me in on the betting?
We weren't exactly betting on who'd win.
We were betting on if you'd pick the winner. And everyone knows you don't bet against Shepard.
Anyway, it was a hell of a game.
Yeah, great evening. Thank you, Shepard.
My pleasure.
Tomorrow comes early. Hasta luego.
I like how the announcer was just standing there staring. Okay. Well, I think we're done here. Let's get back to the Normandy. Actually, I want to check the embassy real quick, because I think we may have missed something that we can get from the Spectre terminal. Nothing there. Yep, Cerberus encryption codes. We must have missed those on Antaram. Okay, let's see. Where do we take those now? Somewhere in the embassy offices, it looks like. Here we go.
Your intel, right? I found these encryption codes on a Cerberus engineer. I thought they might be helpful.
Cerberus ciphers. That's exactly what we've been looking for. Thank you, Commander.
Okay. Alright, so that finishes that mission. Let's get back to the Normandy. Okay, let's take a look at the messages to see if there's anything there. There's not. Let's go check the war assets one last time. Okay, what do we got here? Alliance 5th Fleet. Cerberus encryption codes are helping the Alliance predict where Cerberus is headed next. Alright. Okay. Let's take a look at the journal. We are now down to Nimbus Cluster of the Library of Asha. Huh. Nimbus Cluster. I don't think we've been to the Nimbus Cluster, nor do I think it's available yet. And along with that, Priority Horizon. So, in the next video, we're going to go ahead and head to Horizon again for the first time since Mass Effect 2, when we went there to keep the colony from falling to the Collectors. Of course, we only managed to save about half the colony, and it now seems that Cerberus is there. This has been the Irresolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.